Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiffany Benson, one part of Team Benson, and today we are going to talk about something I think a lot of people might be experiencing, and that is, should you or shouldn't you buy an unhealthy start from the garden store? And if you do, like I did, what do you do about it? Before we sit down and talk about my purchase, I need to pick a couple things because I want to get some stuff picked before the sun gets too high in the sky. So I got my little basket and my little shears, so let's go to that cucumber plant. So guys, this is my Space Saver cucumber plant, and look at how tall it has gotten since Sunday. I filmed my garden tour on Sunday and I swear it was about right here, and now it's at the top of this chicken wire. So this is growing in so nice and healthy, and I think this cucumber is finally done. So I'm gonna pick it right now. So if we're being completely honest right now, this is not gonna make it in the house. I'm probably gonna sit out here after I get done filming this and just eat it because I have waited a long time now for this. My last cucumber was December 13th. It was my last one, guys. And I was really excited to have one. I think it was December. It could have been November 13th too. But it was one of those months. But I was really excited to have one then because it was winter. But now it's summer and I get so many more of these. Now, one thing I get a lot of questions on are my shishito peppers and when to pick them. So you can pick shishitos at any time you really want to pick them. Now, these are called the lottery peppers, so the bigger they get, to me, I find the higher the chances are that you'll find a spicy one. Normally at this size stays pretty mild, and you'll see how it starts to get a little bit shiny. That's how you know it's ready. So you don't want to pick them pretty much anything smaller than this unless they turn red. And if they turn red, that means that they're fully ripened and ready to go. But I like to pick mine around this size. Sometimes I like to surprise us and let us have a really big one, or if I miss one, it'll turn really big and then it'll be like a fun surprise of if it's going to be spicy or not. Now, one thing about shishitos is, I don't know if this is anywhere else in the country, but in Arizona, you can grow shishitos pretty much all year long. One of the nice things is that if you're growing shishitos during the winter, then they are going to more than likely turn red and they become a lot sweeter. So you'll end up getting a few mild ones and a couple sweet ones. You really only get the spicy ones if you are taking them in the summer. But shishitos are something that can be really expensive throughout the like in the grocery stores, but they're something that are so easy to grow and they're so prolific when you do grow them. So the last thing I'm going to pick are some of these herbs. I'm going to get some of the sage, I'm going to prune back the basil, and then there is a mint plant over there that I'm going to start pruning back a little bit. So I'm going to get those. Oh guys, look, I just saw this. A little baby tomato is coming in. Sorry, that was so exciting. Alright, so now we have a nice little basket of herbs, peppers, and a cucumber. So now's the time of the year that I start kind of drying things. So getting everything ready for the holidays, and I just kind of slowly start drying all of my herbs and putting them in mason jars to keep them preserved. Are there shakers to keep them preserved so that I have all of the necessary herbs that I need for the holidays. So if you guys start early, you'll have everything that you need come November. Now, let's talk about this eggplant that I purchased. So this eggplant is really bad. It is tore up. And most people might think, well, why on God's green earth would you purchase such a horrible plant? Like, it's all bug-ridden and everything. And it's because I, being a small space garden and not wanting to waste a lot of things, found out that eggplants are something that can grow back every single year. If you guys have seen my eggplant that I have, it has been producing now for about 2 years. And somebody told me that they had their eggplant for up to 10 years. So I thought to myself, okay, I definitely need another eggplant because I get a little harvest of eggplant, but it's only one plant. So it's like I'll get like 3 at a time, and then the plant's kind of done, and then I'll get maybe 5, and then it's kind of done, and I have to wait. So I'm thinking that if I have 2 eggplants, then I'll be able to make a lot more recipes that are just eggplant based, which is something that I want to try. So I purchased one because I don't have anywhere in my garden that I want to dedicate to like a row of eggplants that I don't kind of recycle out every year. Like, since it's going to be something that's going to be in my garden all year long for several years, I don't want to have too much garden space dedicated to it. I think 2 plants will be plenty. So instead of purchasing seeds, which would leave me with a whole bag of seeds, I then just purchased the eggplant start that's already started and probably going to fruit pretty soon here. But when I went to the nursery, all of the eggplants were completely destroyed. Like, that was the best looking one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to first not put this directly into my bed. Like, do not take a destroyed, bug-ridden, horrible looking plant and plant it directly in your bed, because that then allows you to increase the insect and pest population in your beds, because you're introducing a new insect into your bed. So before you do that, I'm going to show you what I do. So let's go over to my little workstation. So the first thing that I notice is that there are 2 plants in here. This is kind of too late in the game for me to even think about separating it, so I am going to go ahead and just snip this one, because this one is the smaller one. So I'm going to snip it, and then now I have 1 plant to work with. So the next thing I'm going to do is look at all the leaves, and as you can see, these ones are completely destroyed and full of insects, but all of the new ones are not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to prune off all of these bad leaves. Alright, so I just gave this little Ichabod eggplant, or Ichabod eggplant, a huge little haircut. So now I am going to put a little bit of fish fertilizer on this, and I'm still going to let it stay in the pot and let these new leaves kind of grow out a little bit more before I plant it into my garden. So before shocking it by removing it from its pot, I'm going to leave it in its pot, let it grow out a little bit more, let it get a little bit stronger, and get used to the fertilizers that I'm going to be using, which is fish fertilizer and compost, and then I'll plant it afterwards. Now for those leaves that I pulled off, which are all of these, and they're gross, I am not going to throw these away. I'm going to actually put them in my worm compost bin and let my worms eat them. Now, although I don't recommend going to the garden center and just buying a whole bunch of tore up bug-ridden plants, but do note that if you do see them on sale, which a lot of times you can get them for 50% off or 75% off, that one I actually got for 75% off, so it was only like $1 or $2, and it can be saved. You just need a little babying to it and prune it and compost, like I always say. So I hope you guys found that all interesting and helpful, and I'm getting ready to go inside and put some of these herbs in the dehydrator and get them dehydrated so I can start building my stash. But until then, grow yourself a garden, because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and also go to Mighty Crops Instagram and follow them to enter into our 1,000 subscriber giveaway.